What's good, guys? I'm Lord Banks. Welcome to Lord Banks FX. Doing a breakdown here on a gold call that I sent out on the Telegram. Sent this out actually June 2nd. It was pretty late, 11:43, almost midnight, almost June 3rd, where I called a sell here on this trade, and that was actually right here, June 2nd night. I called the trade to sell this thing. It was around this area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark this so we can be aware where it's at. Let me grab a little tool here. Wait, okay. All right, right here's basically where I called the sell. But I kind of want to break it down why I called this sell, and we caught this complete massive meltdown right here. And this is on gold. This was June 2nd, June 3rd of 2021. So let me just get some free drawing space here to explain a couple of things here. One of the things you have to understand is the market is going to move in certain patterns and directions pretty consistently. So, you know, one of the jobs or objectives here is to continuously monitor the charts and try to find where you are at in this pattern, right? So the markets can move in this direction, or they can move the same way but to the downside, right? Where it's moving down, it's coming up, it's moving down further, it's coming up, moving down further. Or we also have where the market can just be consolidating and going just up and down, up and down, up and down. Right? These are the three different types of patterns we can potentially encounter with the market and the price moving either to the upside, to the downside, or consolidating, right? So, and the reason I point this out is just because I want to show you guys the way I recognize this potential trade here. So this is where I called it on the red line. So let's just look at the market leading up to this, right? So this is gold on the 4-hour. And you can see here where it had been consolidating, still moving to the upside, right? Still moving to the upside, but for the most part, still kind of very choppy. But as soon as we jump up, we're creating this new high, which I want to, so we have this new high right here, and then we have a low right here, right? And then the pattern continues here, right? You got another high, and this is another low. But what I want you to pay attention to here is the fact that once we kind of break out of this kind of like funky area. Oh, and you know what? This is, let me change this. Not extending. I just want to block off this area. Right, once we break out of this little box here, we go reach to make a new high. We retrace here, we establish our low, which is a higher low than the previous low. This was the previous low, this was the breakout. We came back to retest this, and really if I was to drag this out like this, it's retesting this price area. Just wicked down here, rejected it completely, shot back up. At this point, you can understand that it's gonna create a new high based on just the pattern it's establishing. If, you know, I erased it, but the pattern that we're looking to the upside, right? So here's the new high that it created, and then it comes back down and establishes a higher low. So it's a higher high, higher high, higher high, lower high, higher low, right? So what I'm looking for here is the continuation of the pattern or the change of direction, right? So what I'm paying attention to really is breaking this level of market structure right here. Now, this strategy is referred to as a breakout strategy, where I'm looking to break the last level of support, which is going to be here where we established our last low, right? Because if the pattern was to continue, we should not be making a new low. We should be respecting this, making a new high. So what happens here? I'm watching this price. Price comes back down here, establishes its low. It prints out a little doji here where it's exhausting its price. See the indecision with the wick right here? And we have a large push-up bullish candle engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4 candles here, right? With nice wicks to both sides, nice volume, showing that price has now made its decision to go to the upside. We're continuing to go up, right? But then we have low volume, small candles, and then an indecision candle, right? Then we have this candle right here. This is a bearish engulfing candle, engulfing 1, 2, and 3 bodies of the candles, right? So for me right here, I have made a decision. Okay, we're going to want to start looking for sells. Now, I don't enter just on this one alone because I'm looking to get additional confirmation. And I'll go down to a lower time frame to do that. But you can literally just go off of the 4-hour chart. And once you see that you've established a break down here for the new low, this is where you're looking to make an enter, right? You could have entered on the close of this candle, and this thing would have came down, melted for you. And that's a total of 380 pips just on this one alone, right? I got in a little earlier, and just to show you guys here, this was when I called it out to sell. We ended up, you know, and I update you guys on my Telegram. If you're not in my Telegram, the link is in the description. Check it out. I mean, it's free. You can go in there. I call out calls on there all the time. You know, I talk about if we're breaking 1890, we're gonna hold the sells, and then I end up taking 360 pips. You see, this was a 380 pip move. I took 360, right? And then back to back, I come and call a buy, and let me tell you why I did the buy. So once you start seeing the wicks come down and exhaust, you know we're gonna turn around here. I also know that while I'm looking at this down here, we have this level. You know, we have the support that you can measure out right here. Came down here, bounced off here, created its new level of support. Price exhaustion right here. We have 1, 2, 3 candles exhausting. Huge rejection wick. This is just a liquidity grab, grabbing its volume. Then we have the change of direction here, going bullish. And then we have the massive push up, right? And on my Telegram, I did the same thing right here. It was, I mean, I had called it. We took this. This was exhausting. I ended up taking a buy down here because I knew this support here. I knew this was rejecting a huge wick. So I entered down here at 1867. So at 1867, I ended up taking a buy. It was, oh, it was actually, was it level? Oh, 1860. So 1860, I take my, oh, that's 57. Enter it in. 1860, I take my buys, and we ride this thing up. And knowing that right here where it was a decision point, I wanted to ride up to this area, and as soon as it wicked rejected from there, I knew it was time to get out, take my profits. But we had a nice back-to-back trades. This was 380 pips. This was 330 pips. You know, you don't catch all of that move, but you continue to move it that way. So like the whole game here was straight price action. We're looking at market structure, right? We're creating new highs, higher lows, and we've broken that, right? So what do we do when this happens? And I'm gonna go ahead and delete all this because I don't like all this on the charts, but we break this market structure right here, right? And you can clearly see that this was broken, and now it comes back up to do a retest. Now it's not going to be exact, right? So right here it was coming up to retest and starting to reject, and I did jump into a sell here, but once we came into profit, you know, adjusting your stop loss to break even, we got stopped out. You know, it broke even for us here. But then the market continued to push, reject higher highs. You see this? Look at the new market structure. Okay. So this was that last high right here. And then you have a lower high, right? You have the low, the new low that it established because it broke all of these lows, right? Broke all of these lows to make this new low, right? I mean, really, it wicked down to here. On a smaller time frame, those are candles, right? Okay, so then, so then let's keep going. Here's the next spot. What is this? This is just a double top. Double top here, push back down. You could have targeted this area here, completely melted. And it's the same thing that I did. We continue to go. Right here, we try to do that sell that I was talking about earlier. We got stopped out, break even. We continue to go, push up, take that little pump up right here where I was seeing the rejection. This was a sell. Goes into profit, comes back, and it breaks us out at break even. You know, we try it again because it's pushing up. We take a trade here. We go into break even. And then we start seeing the rejection to the upside. So we're like, okay, we're going to come down to the downside. This was the last. I actually got out on this. You see, I closed out gold position in about 15 pip profit because I didn't want to hold during the Wednesday swap fees. Wednesday swap fees are ridiculous. So I closed out Wednesday and I didn't get back in. That was right here. It was in a little bit of profit. I took that little bit of profit. It came down a little bit more, went back, created that double top that I was talking about, and then completely melted to the exact, like literally the exact pip number that I had put down here. I mean, my projection was hit, and as soon as it hit, it pushed up. This was Monday pushing up. But let me show you what we're looking at now, right? And I called this on my Telegram already. So here was the call for the sell here. If you would have held, I got out on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, it did this boom, boom, right? Even then, it wouldn't have hit your stop loss. So what I'm looking at now is really a push down to the downside. But we're kind of pulling up here, and there's two things that could happen. It could respect this market structure right here as a retest, as a break and retest to the downside, or it could pull up a bit more to kind of retest this level, right? And so what I'm doing here is I'm watching these candles to read the price action to begin to wait for that exhaustion and that change of direction. right? So if I get a candle that is bearish engulfing to the downside, that'll be some nice confirmation for me to jump in, right? If I get some doji candles, right, exhausting the price, then I get a nice little bearish engulfing, some nice volume in the candle, then I can get in. And if we continue with the pattern here, we're going to look to establish a new lower low. And when I look down to the left side, the next level here is going to be at this area. We have two, right? We have this area right here, right? And this is kind of where I will look at price to have some kind of reaction, but that is way too close from the last low. And unless it does a double bottom and goes to the top, we're more than likely going to continue the pattern to the downside to the next level, right? So that's where I'm at with this. And if you guys wanted more of these like trade ideas and information, my Telegram link is in the description. Feel free to follow me on there. Also giving out information and tidbits on my Instagram. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active on there. My Instagram is in the description. If you like this video, guys, please, smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I haven't done a live stream. I was doing live streams Monday through Friday for the London session. I'm not going to do the London session no more, or at least not for right now. But I do have the $10 challenge that we're going to start. I'm going to try to start it tomorrow, and I'm going to try to time it to do it during the New York session. If you want to participate in that, you want to be a part of that, make sure you join the Telegram so you can get the information on that. Because I'm going to be doing a private video for that, a private stream just for the people that want to join that. And essentially, I'm taking $10 and turning it into $1,000. So join me for that. If you guys want to take that, I'm going to be doing all the trades live. I know a lot of people do that challenge on YouTube, but the difference between me and them is that I'm not just recording a video and editing it and then putting it up, and in 10 minutes you see a video that was taken over, I don't know, weeks or months or whatever to take $10 into $1,000. I'm going to trade the $10 account live. It's not gonna go to 1,000 the first day. Obviously, it's $10 account. We have to be realistic and follow our plans and whatnot. So it's gonna be live streams over a period of time. So I want to give you guys the opportunity to participate in that, and take your account, whatever size it is, and take the necessary steps to be able to grow an account like that. So if you guys want to join that, like I said, join the Telegram. Link is in the description. Hit me up on Instagram. You have any questions? I answer all of my DMs. I comment back on all the comments. Any comments you guys have, any topics you guys want to see for new videos, whatever, make sure you leave them in the description. In the comments below. Because I'm going to start making more of these videos. This was just a quick breakdown video that I wanted to share with you guys, so you guys can see what I'm looking at, how I'm looking at it, and why I'm making the decisions I'm making. This was on gold specifically, but I'll do other ones as I come to see them. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm calling them out on Telegram. I don't charge anything for it, so make sure you join it. And like I said, if you have questions, hit me up on Instagram. Other than that, let's try to get that the $10 challenge started tomorrow. Yeah. Otherwise, make sure you hit the like button if you got any value out of this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.